Hello YouTube, so hope you're doing great. Yeah, just thought of sharing one quick update on with you. So as you remember, the last time you saw my tank, I was facing some issues with the water being really murky with very high ppm levels. So since then I've got myself a ppm counter. So for all the people who are not sure about ppm, you can look that up. But yeah, to say quickly, it's basically the dissolved impurities that is there in the water column. It's got to do with the murkiness of the water. So if you have your phosphates, you have your dissolved impurities which just float and make your water look colored and not that clear. So that's a constant problem, and that's why we invest so much on these external canister filters. But as you know that my canister filter is broken, and I have replaced it with two internal filters. And what I did was I took the canister filters, the filter pads that come with the canister filter. So there are three types of pads, right? The really coarse one, the medium one, and the fine filter. So I somehow managed to push all those into this small Sobo internal filter, and topped it up with the sponge that was there. So now I have a huge amount of surface area here which can capture all the dirt and muck that is there in the water column. So I kept it running, and for 2 weeks I could see that there was a marked difference, but still the water was not that clear. And when I tested with the test kit, it's not a kit, it's a tool that I've got. It's a very simple, not that expensive piece of machinery that you can get from Amazon. I bought it. Let me see where I kept it. Just don't seem to find it in my house. Really sorry. Okay, yeah, got it. So folks, this is what I bought. Okay, so this is a very simple piece. It's a TDS meter with a water temperature as well. Three functions are there. It has now it's showing ppm. As you turn it on, let's turn this off. So if you turn it on, it shows ppm. If you want temperature, just go to the second knob. It will show you the temperature of the water. You can hold it, so it will keep that constant, because the ppm seems to go off. If you press the temperature a few more times, it just goes off. It's again in ppm. So this is that meter that I got, and using this meter, I saw this morning that the water hardness, I think ppm is a measure of hardness of the water. So the water hardness was about 585. That was a count. So which is pretty hard water, and that could be because of the fertilizer dosing, because of fish poop, multiple different reasons, the calcium that is dissolved in water. So these are there. And well, then I thought of coming up with a solution, because I've seen when I was a kid, my father we had these open wells. So my father used to dose it during the rainy season with alum. So for all those people, the chemistry freaks, you can actually look up aluminium sulfate, or alum as it is commonly known, and it's available on Amazon. So what I did was I took the alum and I dosed it. Of course, a very little amount, not even a teaspoon. It was less than a teaspoon, and believe me, this aquarium is about 200 liters. It holds 200 liters of water. So I made a solution of let's say a quarter of a teaspoon of alum, which was powdered. So you get it as lumps. So I actually took the alum. Let me show you the alum. Wait 1 second. All right. So this is how you'll get the alum from Amazon. So it's packed, and it's just like what should I say? For my Indian audience, it looks like misri, lump of sugar, and that's about it. It's the common thing that you see in barber shop, where they generally use it after a shave. It stops your skin from bleeding if you have minor cuts. So it's a very good coagulant. It's actually called a flocculant because that's what the chemical term is. So what it basically does is these particles, these dissolved particles in the water column, have certain charge around them, and they keep moving in the water column. And this mixes with water, creates aluminum hydroxide, which is heavier than these particles and has a different kind of charge. So these ions attach to the dirt particles in the water column and make them heavy. So it's a pretty simple process. So they just make them heavy and they drop to the bottom, right? So I took I took a piece like this, broke it down, powdered it, took a quarter of a teaspoon of the stuff and mixed it with a liter of water, and then I dosed the water into the tank. Okay, so that was so at that point it was 585 parts per million, and later in the evening, after about a couple of hours, I noticed that the ppm count had dropped. The ppm count had dropped to 408. So what I did was I wanted to test it further. So I made another quarter teaspoon, mixed it with 1 liter of water, and of course RO water, since alum dissolves even better in RO water. And I dosed it into the tank again. So as you can see that there is a bit of cloudiness. So this is expected. So when you mix alum, it'll make the water cloudy. These are the alum particles, and basically it'll go and attach to the dirt particles. And it takes about 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours at times, depending on the amount of dirt that's there in the water column, and then makes it heavy, and it should all drop to the bottom and get stuck in the substrate. So basically trapped in the substrate and should not be able to come out. Now the great thing about alum is it remains in the water. So the alum particles will remain there in the sediment. Okay, so up to 10 to 15 years is what people say. So if you have a planted tank, you're not going to take the substrate out, right? So you will have it in the system, and it'll keep working. It'll just keep dissolving, keep working, and you keep dosing. The water should remain fine, and I'm sure you don't need to dose so much the next time. So what I'm trying now is I'm trying to observe the fish. Okay, I have some shrimps as well. As you can see, I think there is a shrimp here somewhere that I can show you. So there are a lot of shrimps here. Okay, here. So I have a lot of shrimps now in this tank as well. I have introduced shrimps from my other tank, which is like full of hundreds of shrimps. They're not of that great color, but yeah, the local, that's normal ones. So, and I've got a pregnant shrimp as well, somewhere behind this one there. So that one's carrying a lot of eggs. Let's see if I can show that to you. So this is the one. Yeah, that's carrying a lot of eggs. Yeah. So let's see how the shrimp behave, because they're the first ones to get affected. Now, a few things that I've read online. I haven't, of course, tested. My water parameters actually match. So people were saying that in order to use alum safely, you have to make sure that your pH of the water is between 6 and 8. Okay, anything above 8 and you use alum, you're going to create a huge amount, because alum actually reduces the pH of water. So you're going to create a huge amount of stress on your fish, might even end up killing your fish. So that is something that you need to do. And for that, I generally use a pH strip, which is a very common thing. For people who have studied chemistry would know that there's something called pH strip. So this strip is nothing but a few blotting paper strips which have a solution, a chemical, already absorbed. Okay, and once you dip it into water, there's a chart you can compare it with. So you'll have to dip it in water, dry it a bit, and then compare it to this chart. So once you compare, you know what pH range your water column is in. And this is very cheap. It's not even 100 rupees. It's less than 100 rupees. I'm sure you can go get it on Amazon any day, and it lasts. There are like so many strips of paper inside. I've been using this for like 3 years, ever since I had the tank, and it's not still not over. So yeah, so get this. So first test if it's within the range, If your pH is about 6 to 8, you're in the safe zone. Just go ahead, dose it. And what I'll do is I'll make a follow-up video of this, okay, and add to this segment and show you how it looks from the perspective of the fish tomorrow. Yeah, after like 10 to 12 hours, how's the water clarity. So now I'll just zoom out so that you can see the clarity of the water column after I've dosed. It's milky, it's a bit milky white. Okay, it's cloudy. Yeah, it's cloudy. But yeah, let's see how it performs tomorrow. So if this is successful, people, I'm sure I would have given you an alternative to expensive canister filters. And if it's of course safe for drinking. I've drank this water. I used to drink well water when I was a kid. So I have drank this water. I have drank alum water, never had a problem. I didn't die. I'm here making videos. So, of course, it's not going to kill the fish. But yeah, everything should be done in moderation. So I have to make sure that the quantity I'm recommending is correct. So yes, please watch the follow-up video. If you've watched this video and you're going to try this, I'll post the link for the alum and the pH strip and the pH meter. I'm sorry, the ppm meter in the description if you like to buy them. And if this works out, people, you can get rid of your Sunsun filters for good. This is like really cost-effective solution. I mean, I just spent for 250 grams of alum, it costed me about 150 rupees, which is nothing, right? And I'm going to use like a quarter teaspoon. Let's say I've not got that correct, and you need to use, you've got a harder water, and you need to use, say, a teaspoon. A teaspoon will last you probably till the next water change you do, right? How many water changes do you do? Depends on that. So if you're doing a water change a month, 12 teaspoons, imagine 250 grams of alum is there at your place. You're just using 12 teaspoons in a year. That too for a 200-liter tank. Yeah, just imagine that. So, people, I'm going to post my observations again to let you know how this is. I'm going to add to this video and then I'm going to publish it. So, keep watching and let's hope that this works. Thank you all. Hope you like this video and wait for the update which will be added to this video. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to test how's the test results now. So let me use the TDS meter. Let's start the TDS meter. It's showing 0, 0, 0. So basically that's 0, 0, 0 ppm. And let me go dip it into the tank and see what's the reading. So let's see. Dipped it into the water and it's about, what is it, 408. Okay, let's see if I can capture that. Don't want to drop this into the tank. So see if you can see it. It's about 402. Yeah, so that's about 402 ppm. Okay, 402 ppm. It's acting weird. It's about, that's gone up to 591. It's acting weird. Let me hold it properly just a second. I think it's some, and you can enjoy the fish till I clean this. Okay, so I have cleaned this. It's showing 0 again. Let's dip this inside and see the count. Okay, 573. That's what I see now, 573. swivel it, shake it. Okay, 567, 573. Okay, let's take something in between. It should be around let's say 570. Okay, so I'll call it 570, and what we'll do is we'll make a follow-up video and see how it fares. Where does it go and stop? 570. How much should it go down to? So let's see that. Okay, so this is a video after 12 hours, more than 12 hours have passed, and I noticed that the new level of TDS was 408 ppm, and the pH had dropped under 7. So that's what I had checked, but I'll show how to test all that in my next video, the next piece that I'll record after some hours. So what I did was I added some more alum stones to it because the previous quantity was not enough. So the stones are there. I'll give you all the description once I'm concluding this video, so let's keep observing. Alright, so this is the last and final video of this series of making your water clear using the most economical method that is available for everybody in India. So this is the last video. Yeah, so what I've done is, as you can see, the water is pretty clear now, as per the last video, and it's been 1 week since we had dosed this with alum, and it's doing pretty good. So while you're watching, I'm going to go ahead and do the tests to see what are the parameters now, and based on that we can come up with a conclusion. So as usual, it's my TDS meter. Let's start it. So TDS meter is on, it's showing 0, as you can see 0. Let's see how it does. So I'm going to dip it in and see what are the readings. 432. Okay, so it's maintained pretty well. If you remember, I used to run at around 585, and we have come down to 432, and we went down to 402, and are maintaining at 432 now. So which is good, which is pretty good. So yeah, see, it's a nice temperature, a nice ppm that you can see there. This thing has a temperature gauge as well, so let's see how that works. So it's 23.6. Let's see, get 23.7. It takes a lot of time. So yeah, people, that's what I was trying to explain, so that you don't need to like spend so much of your money on canister filter. There are other alternatives which work out really well in terms of cost and maintenance, and it's easy to do, right? It's nothing that you have to clean or anything. It's a planted tank, so if the muck settles down, that is enough for us. So yeah, so that's what I was trying to say, that I mean, we buy canister filters so much, and I mean, we go ahead and clean it with care, and still it breaks down. So there's no point. I mean, it's such a bad quality stuff that we get from China, Sunsun. The others are, of course, out of my budget. I'm not sure about you, so I can't touch an Eheim or these kind of brands. I mean, it's so expensive. There's no way I can get into that. Plus the CO2 system. People spend so much on a timer, on this, that. I mean, it's too much. Just see the way I'm running it. I've got this bottle, I've got this bubble counter, I've got one valve which stops water from flowing back. I mean, as you can see, there's a valve. This one protects, this is a one-way valve. It doesn't let the aquarium water come back. And what I've done is I've taken the pipe and like connected it to the internal filter, and as you can see, bubbles are there. And I don't think the growth of plants is any bad in my tank. Of course, it's a budget tank, so I can only maintain certain kinds of plants. I cannot maintain a lot of plants. So Yeah, I mean, cost should not stop you from this hobby. I mean, there are different levels of every hobby, so same thing applies to fish keeping as well. So, I mean, that's what you have to decide. Like, how much are you going to spend? It should not become like a, I mean, you're getting your salary and you then end up like paying everything into the tank. So, yeah, so those are certain things that you'll need to think for yourself. There is no limit to anything. I mean, you can just go on and on and on and on, or you can do a lot using less money. So my verdict. So what I'll do is I'll post a different video with the analysis. This is just a video to show you the experiment that I can. I'm sorry, I've got a bad cough. So yeah, the experiment that I did and how well it came out. You guys should try that as well. Uh, Let me know your feedback. Let me post this, and then maybe I'll just have a video talk through of what I did, what are the quantities. So keep watching. Wait for my next video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this video. This is very important because I really need to know that you liked the DIY system, the DIY water clearing system. I mean, everything that I do here is cost effective. I'm not trying to spend too much money. There's no point in doing that. I mean, you'll get tired of it sooner or later, and you'll not be able to continue the hobby. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'll be waiting for your comments, your feedback, and keep watching my channel. Thank you.